right, this is the last episode of the season. Unfortunately, sorry to report, but make sure you stay to the end of the episode because I will be talking about what we're going to do for the break because we're not going to leave you high and dry. We never, ever, ever do that. So we will have some break content coming for the 6 weeks that we will be off. Today we're going to be talking a lot about astrology. We're going to be talking about new moons, and we're going to be eating this new Hello Kitty goldfish that everybody's talking about. Everybody wants it. We got some because it's the Hello Kitty 50th anniversary, so we're going to be doing that. But before any of that, we got Electra here, and it was your birthday.
It was. Yes, it was.
How was your birthday?
It was great. Thank you for asking. I just Capricorn things you already know.
Right. You were the 26th, so you're the December Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn, yes.
Right.
Any day after the 22nd is like the first day of Cap season. But on those days, on December 22nd, I noticed that a lot of them, because it's so close, it's right next to Sag season, they're very like fiery Capricorns, if that makes sense. Like they're usually more outgoing. I don't know if you've ever met one, but it's just saying.
I think I know you. That's about it. I think you're the I December Capricorn I know.
Wow, much. That's crazy.
I think so. I know some Sagittarius. So is that why? Because they're more closer to Sagittarius?
Yes. Okay. Like even my birthday on the 26th is like 4 days after Sag season. So they say I have like some traits. I feel like that could be true, but I'm very Capricorn.
I can see it. Did you do anything special for your birthday? Are you a birthday person where it's like a big deal?
Okay. I am a birthday person in the way that if it's your birthday or someone else's birthday, like I'm going to celebrate it like it's my birthday, but for you. And for my own, I will never be like, it's my birthday, or like I'll never post it.
You're not one of those.
Shit like that. Like I just feel like it's just not something to point out,
You're not one of the people that have a birthday month where the whole month is their birthday and they need to do stuff for the whole month, and that's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. I'm not a birthday person either. I'm like you. If it's somebody else's birthday, I'll be excited. Hey, it's your birthday. It's even I don't even remember people's birthdays. I will say that right now. If I ever forgot your birthday, I apologize. I just don't remember birthdays. Some people I do. The Christmas people I remember because that's easy. I got a lot of people around. You're the day after Christmas. I remember yours. I know a lot of people that are on Christmas or around it, so I'll remember theirs, But other than that, but if I know it's your birthday, I'm going to be excited. It's going to be great. But for mine, I can care less, really. I don't really even think about it.
I feel you.
I forget how old I am all the time. Like, wait, how old am I again? I don't even know. It's just not a big deal.
I feel the same. I used to be more like that too. Like whatever, and then just be upset the whole fucking day for no reason. But like over time, I'm like, that's such a waste of time. It's one day of the year. It's your birthday. Like you got to celebrate it, because you wouldn't want like your best friend to be upset or to be not feeling themselves on their birthday,
Right.
So yeah.
This was the first year I think I did anything. I went to Texas Roadhouse. That was fun. I went the day before, and then my whole birthday I just slept all day, that was the plan. That was the exact plan, so everything went according to plan. But I did want to show you this because my friend got me a special gift, and I think you're the only other person that would appreciate this.
Okay, let's see it.
This is the Ice Spice Chia Pet.
Oh my god, Capricorn as fuck.
Oh yeah, she's a Capricorn, right? Isn't she like the first?
Yeah, she's the first,
okay.
That is so funny. It's easy to do, fun to grow. Oh my god, did you use it yet? No,
I didn't use the Chia Pet because I realized that I didn't know it was like a living thing. I didn't know you had to water it multiple times, and I thought it was like something you water like for a week and then it just stays, but you have to keep watering it and then you have to put the chia seeds back on when they die. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave it in the box and it's just gonna be beautiful like that. It's gonna be fine.
Right there. Isn't that the chia pets? They're actual like leaves, right? Like they're actual
like
plants.
Chia seeds, and then it grows. Yeah, I thought you'd water for a week and then it just stays the way it is, but apparently they die off and then you gotta put the chia seeds back on. I said, it sounds like a little too much work for me, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Maybe I'll take it out the box and put it in the background or something. But Cemetery Girl got me that, and that was a great gift because I was talking about. I was like, I should get the chia pet. I should get it. I just never did, and it came on my birthday.
Damn, you manifested that.
That's true. I think I did. I talked about it ad nauseum already. So it is apparently Capricorn year. You said, right?
Yes, it is.
Tell
The
me
year of
about
eight.
this.
Okay, so it is the year of finance, and as we all know, Capricorns are ruled by boss money work,
Right.
okay? But like the good shit, you know? So, because this year it's like I said, ruled by eight, that means that Capricorns are coming together to basically amp up on their finances, but not even just us. It's like every other sign as well. We're all amping up. But because Capricorns have endured a long battle with Capricorn in Pluto or Pluto in Capricorn for so long, since literally 2008, um, we can pridefully say that this year we deserve to receive all of our desires and manifestations as they're coming to us. Like we deserve everything this year, but the difference is that this year we're actually acknowledging that. Like I feel like as Capricorns, we always know that we deserve good things, but when do we ever actually keep that up? Like we don't maintain that mindset. Like sometimes we do, but we're
No,
really hard
maybe
on
like a
ourselves.
day, maybe like a 2 days the most.
Yeah, like that's funny. No, literally like 2 days, and then after that, you're like, damn. But then it's like a cycle, a continuous cycle. So this year, we're getting a huge break because it's been a long fucking time since we've had one. But it's okay because we're really like, we're growing up on a lot of things. It's strength, money. A lot of people who did us wrong are going to be facing heavy karma. I mean, besides
Oh
Capricorn already
shit.
being a karmic ass
You
sign,
about to get
this is the more.
yours.
What do you say?
I said they about to get theirs.
And everyone knows who that person is. We all
Uh-oh.
know, but I'm just
Uh-oh.
kidding. But no, seriously. I mean, anything that's basically has been misaligned or like unbalanced within our lives and things like that, it's going to be different, very different. I feel like very, very, very awakening and enlightening. We're not used to that, I think. Like, I feel like we're used to a lot of like, not even pessimism, but more of like dark, like it's kind of like
It's dark.
loathing
It's dark.
energy in the back.
I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel it's dark.
Yeah, it's a
I
little
feel the
dark in here.
pessimism is high over here. It can
I
be.
mean, shit. I don't blame you, especially as like a lot of other Capricorns in this world. A lot of them are. I feel like they're coming out of getting through something. Like they're overcoming some sort of obstacle. Because I've been talking to like quite a few Capricorns lately, and it's almost like their intentions, or not even intentions, but what they think is going to happen, they're changing it around. Where before it was like, oh, I can't expect much from this, but this year they're more of like, I think it's going to be okay.
Expecting
Like,
good things.
yes, like it's okay to think good things. They'll manifest, don't worry, kind of thing. So I'm excited for that, definitely. I feel like it's already started. Like I can feel the energy. I mean, it is 2024, but the energy is definitely already taken place, you know?
That sounds good to me. So it sounds like
Like,
Capricorns are going to be up this year.
definitely. So happy about that.
And we've been in struggle since 2008. You said with Pluto. What does that mean?
So basically, yeah. What happened is that Pluto was in Capricorn like since that time, and that hasn't happened in over 100 years. I can't remember the exact amount of years, but it's been a very long time since that last happened. And because Pluto is it's a very transformative planet, but it's very heavy because it was the ancient ruler of Scorpio. And I don't know if you know about Scorpio, but Scorpio rules like death and rebirth and transformation and like the secrets and all that stuff. So because Capricorn already like a detrimental planet, because or not planet but like an energy, because it's ruled by Saturn being like down there with Pluto in a way, like those two energies, it's like, in like a big fat, how do you, like a smoke bomb went off type shit.
Right.
So I can say that, I mean, for me personally, I will say I can definitely see how that played out in my life. I feel like it's actually funny though, but I've seen a lot of other Capricorns as well talking about how it's been like that for them too. So has it been like that for you, out
Like
of
a
curiosity? Like
struggle?
since 2008? I don't know, maybe not even the struggle. I I feel like the Capricorn struggle is it's so specific in the way that it's not even like to bring us down. It's just to make us way stronger. So like, would you say that that has been the case for you in
I
any
could
way? So,
imagine. I could see that. I could see that being the case.
yeah, in
Yeah.
school, shit, just anything, your social life, things like that. Because it's not even like things went downhill for us. It's more of like that hurdle
Yeah.
of transformation was enormous, and that's another thing. This year, we're going to be transforming beyond words, beyond like a lot of shit.
Really? I'm gonna be transforming like Optimus.
Like
I
in
want to
on the
see
inside,
that.
we're gonna be even better, bro. Like we're gonna be even better. We're gonna be, I think, more optimistic and
Oh,
We're gonna
that's
stop letting, what is it called, the old cycles that we've been so used to for so long.
like thinking about the past and stuff like that.
Like all that shit, or
Being
even
stuck
like
in the
toxic
past.
things I used to do, excuse me, or like talk like things that don't
Toxic,
align with
like
what's
toxic habits and stuff like that. We're gonna be breaking free of those toxic habits. You're saying?
yeah, we're done. It's over. We have new
Oh,
shit to do.
I don't
We're not
know.
playing. Like we're really not playing.
I don't know. Sugar's too strong. I don't know. That's pretty toxic, but I don't know. If I could break out of that one this year, that'll be great.
Oh yeah, you can. You just gotta push yourself too. You got this.
I don't know.
No,
I'm always drinking
never.
some kind of sugar.
Yeah, right.
So what does that mean for the rest for the other signs though? If like that, if what does the year look like? Have you looked into like what the year looks like for non-Capricorns?
Yes, I actually wrote it down, so I'm gonna pull up my notebook. But
Nice.
basically, okay. So there's different opposing signs in the zodiac. As you may or may not know, Capricorns are the sister signs to Cancers. So we're the opposing sign to Cancers. And then Scorpios and Tauruses, Leo and Aquarius, things like that. So the way that it is like a unit. So we're cardinal signs, okay? Capricorn's cardinal, Cancer's cardinal, Aries and Libra are both cardinal as well. And then there's mutable and fixed signs, okay? So basically, because there are so many different like units, they're all going to be impacted in different but similar ways. So like the cardinal signs, like Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries, we're all going to be impacted in a similar way, in the way that we're going to evolve together.
Be
Like, of course,
transforming,
Capricorns
like
are
you said.
you for sure, but like everyone else is going to be eating in different ways, you know?
Nice.
So, what were we going to say? You
Now I
know,
was just saying
something?
nice.
Okay,
Sounds
yeah,
good to
period.
me.
Yeah, right. But so what's going to happen is this year for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius's and Pisces placements, Virgo and Pisces being the opposing, Sag and Gemini's being the opposing, they're considered the luckiest signs of 2024
Oh,
because basically Saturn was in Pisces, which is a mutable sign. All these are mutable signs in 2023. And of course, like Saturn, that rules work. It rules all the shit with Capricorn, you know. So that with Pisces is a very free and imaginative sign. So in a way, it was like Pisces and Capricorn are here, fighting on end, Saturn and Pisces, because it's not a comfortable energy all the way. But you can say for sure that all the stuff that they have been working on in the last few years, this year is when they're going to actually see the results of that manifest for them. So again, this is for Gemini, Virgos, Sagittarius, and Pisces. It's like anything that you've been doing for the last,
nice.
I would say, like 10 years, even 5 years, however long, this year expect to see rewards. But honestly, I will say for these signs, I feel like they've had to put in work a lot less amount of time than other signs have. So even if they've been working on a new thing from like just 2023 last year, this year they will see that
Good for
bless them
them.
in a good way.
Good
And
for
then
you.
the other thing is we have Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius is okay. So basically, what's happening is that Pluto is entering Aquarius, which, well, it has already entered Aquarius. It entered it last year because Capricorn was in Pluto from 2008, and it left in 2023 of March, and that was when Pluto in Aquarius began. And that was when like a whole different thing started. I will tell you, they said that when Pluto goes into Aquarius goes into, I keep saying it the wrong way. I'm pretty Aquarius goes into Pluto, whatever. That
When
that
they
what's
come
gonna happen,
together, when they come together.
they come together. I think it's let me search it up just to be informationally correct. But what I was saying is that basically because of that with Pluto and Aquarius, the amount of privacy that I don't know if you've noticed, but like a lot of people's privacies online and in general have been very affected because Aquarius is ruled by
Oh
technology.
yeah, I
So
think we've
Pluto
seen
again is like
that.
kind of like a detrimental like
I
effect
think we've
right
seen
there.
some people's spots blown up the last couple of weeks online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean
mean, shit.
the list came out, so that was a pretty big spot blown.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's really crazy because I mean, I feel like I definitely have already seen the effects of Pluto and Aquarius, and other people have as well. And I feel like a lot of people online, that's why they also say to be very careful about what you're sharing online. I would say,
Hmm.
especially if you're an Aquarius or like if you are any of these signs, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio or Aquarius, which are all fixed, they're typically more stubborn than other signs. So it might be a little harder for them to like stop doing the things that they were doing before. But I will say that if either of these signs know that they're doing something that could be like jeopardizing to them, like something that's not completely safe,
Better
but they
relax.
used to do it
Better
all the time.
relax.
Yeah, like just be careful.
Chill
Don't share.
out.
I what were you saying?
Said chill out. Relax.
Okay, basically, try your best to not show the inside of your house if you are any of these signs. Like house tours are cute and all, but try to keep it to like a minimum.
Shit. No
Like don't
vlogs.
show people your location because with Pluto and Aquarius, people are somehow finding out, and I think yeah, it's Pluto and Aquarius. People are finding out how to locate where the fuck people live. You get me? Like even like let's say for example this background, they'll be like, oh, you live here. This people are doing that, and
Gonna
it's
get
very
doxxed.
scary. But that's the effects, the
Gonna get
detrimental effects
swatted.
of Aquarius. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as that, okay, so Pluto entering Pluto entering Aquarius will make them let go of karmic relationships. They're going to transform a lot. It's going to be huge for them. And Taurus and Scorpios are already constantly changing and developing as they are. This year is going to be even more of that, but it's not going to be in no. Okay. If you're a very stubborn person, it's going to be a bit painful. If you're more so willing to do what's best for you, you will have a much better year. You know, like everything's going to come to you as it will. I will say I do have a Taurus in my life, my sister. And she's already like drastically started doing different things within the year. And I just feel like for her, because she is a stubborn person, but she's not like, I can't do this. Don't get that shit in my face or anything like that. So it was a bit easier for her to be able to do this. So definitely, I will say as well, for Capricorns, we're going to be experiencing a lot more new beginnings.
Oh, that sounds
But
nice.
as far as everyone else goes as well, everyone is going to be changing, developing, growing, like I said. And I feel like transformation for everybody will be huge again. I think love in certain aspects is because, okay, like this year it's going to be things are either going to be falling apart or coming together for real. So if you're like engaged with someone that you think you can't marry, sorry, but
Uh-oh.
expect it to fall apart.
About
Yeah,
to
expect it to not work out this
about to
year.
cut it off.
Yeah, it'll be great for you because you'll be free,
Get
but
somebody new.
expect a little bit of, it's not fear,
Uh-oh.
but just for the unexpected to occur in the best way possible, though. Like you will be set free genuinely. So, yeah, that's basically most of the stuff that the signs are going to be facing this year. It is a lot, but it's going to be good. I just feel like I don't want people to be afraid. That's more what it is. Cause, like a lot of people get really scared and they start to overthink, like, what if this happens to me or what if that? But in reality, like, nothing in this regard will affect you negatively, of course, unless you intend that. But we're not doing that? So,
Okay.
yeah.
So the only thing we need to look out for is oversharing. You said.
I would say oversharing, um, creating issues with people unprovoked. You know how
That's
maybe a
never a
while
good
ago
idea.
people could say whatever they wanted and not receive any kind of backlash
Uh-oh.
or whatever. But this year, it's like if you're attacking someone who doesn't deserve it or like you're wrong, you're gonna
Oh.
face some shit. So like don't do people
Gonna
wrong,
get your
please.
ass beat.
Yeah, like don't overshare shit. Don't basically don't overstep something that you shouldn't, if that makes sense. Like let's say if you see someone online and you think, oh, it works for them, I should start talking about this because it worked for them. It might not work for you. So
Okay.
it's just very important to be cautious of everything that you're doing, I think. Just
Now,
safely.
I want to know this because usually when you talk about, okay, this is for Aquarius, this is for a Capricorn, you're referring to the sun sign, right?
Yes, and placements though.
Okay.
I do also, yeah, I do include placements because placements it's just important all around. Like honestly speaking, anytime I mention any zodiac sign, I will include also the placements because the sun is literally like barely anything. I mean it is
'Cause that's
something,
what
but
you
it's not
usually,
a
that's what,
lot.
like, if you read the newspaper or like when people usually do a reading on somebody, they usually go by their sun sign, right? Which is, it's like the typical metric.
Okay, yes, I will say like in newspapers or when they say, oh, your horoscope for today, they're usually going off of your sun sign.
Right.
But if you get a reading and you schedule a reading with an astrologer, they're more than likely, no, they're definitely going to go like into your chart because they know that the sun that's going to tell you like literally the smallest fraction of your life.
Right.
If you want to know the real tea, it's in the chart.
Well, I know you're gonna read mine in a little bit, so we'll get to
Yeah.
that. But like, if you're saying like, how should somebody base it though? Because I know there's the sun sign, you got the moon sign, you got the big three: the sun,
Mhm.
moon, and the rising, right? So those three, the sun. What is the sun one again?
Okay, so the sun is like your the way that you appear, it's like your ego
Okay.
kind of. It's similar, it's not similar, but it has like a similar term to the rising sign because
Yeah.
the rising sign is also appearance, but the sun is not your physical appearance, it's like your energy. The rising is more physical appearance, like how people see you, if you're wearing this,
Right.
whatever. So it all differs in the way that, yeah, like I said, sun is like ego, self-image, self-esteem, like very Aries based things because what's it called? Like the first house is ruled by Aries and it goes like in order of everything. So it's kind of like yeah, like your self-image
So the sun
basically
is
more
like
than,
the ego, and then the
yeah.
rising is the way you appear to people, and then the moon is your emotions, right? Like
Yes, like your
internally. Okay,
feelings,
yeah.
yes.
That one I know the most. That one I know the most about. So if
Yeah,
you're,
it's
how
very,
would you base it then? If somebody knows all three of those, how are they gonna base them? Like, what would they really identify with? What's the most important one? Do you think?
I would say moon. That's what I feel. I feel like the moon sign is, it tells you straight up how that person like feels and reacts to emotional things. And of course, like I feel like everyone is an emotional person, whether they want to admit that or not. Everyone's emotional. So I think that the way that people react based on their emotions is important. So if your moon sign is like Aries or something like that, I'll know that you're a little bit more rambunctious with your feelings and maybe you'll wear them on your sleeve more. And then if you're a Capricorn moon, I'll know that you will not wear your emotions on your sleeve. You're going to be very quiet about how you feel. And that's another thing. It's like if you are the most outgoing person, or not even person, but you have the most outgoing zodiac sign, you're a Leo, and then you have a Capricorn moon. That Capricorn moon is going to make you into a different version of what a typical Leo is.
Right.
Like
Different combo.
that outgoing spotlight energy, it's going to be backed up with, okay, but am I doing the right thing for myself? Do I really want to let these people know how I really feel about, things like that. It's like it plays a huge role. So, yes,
So you
moon
think people should,
always.
like, if like they're watching a video about a certain zodiac sign, they should go based off of their moon sign most of the time?
I would say if it's a vague video, yes, because nowadays people are more in depth. Thankfully, like they talk, oh, if your Venus sign, if this, if that. So if it's just saying you're this, your sign, whatever, I go based off of my first, like my sun sign. But if it doesn't resonate with me, like I'll also look towards my moon, like I'll
Okay.
apply it to my moon sign.
Okay. Well, speaking of the moon, we had a new moon recently on the 11th, which was a Capricorn too, right?
Yes,
So what is
yay.
the new moon about?
Okay, so new moons are always for new beginnings. So anytime like a new moon occurs in general, like every month, we it's mostly guided for us to start focusing on the things that we want to begin for not the month. I mean, you could use it for like a monthly thing. It doesn't have to just be let me start this new project for the next 6 months, but just saying that if a new moon, well, when a new moon occurs, it's usually best to work on your new project when that time comes because the energy of new beginnings is very prevalent and letting go of the old stuff that you had going on and all that, like the energy from before, you can dispose of it, but of course in a very healthy and good way. But yeah, definitely it's just all about new beginnings and starting new projects and starting over, letting go of the old shit.
It's the energy that would help you create something new, basically.
Yeah, and
And
of course
then,
because this one was in Capricorn and on 111, which is 111,
right,
manifestation on 100, and Capricorn, ambition as fuck. So I feel like a lot of people this month were very, I feel like they were pretty ambitious, honestly. I think more than other years, people have said less this year of what the resolutions were, but they've acted more.
right.
Before was a lot more talk and not doing. Now it's the opposite. So I like that.
So when a new moon is in a certain zodiac sign, how does that affect it?
So, I mean, it's kind of like the traits of that zodiac sign plays a role in the moon. So, let's say, for example, that the new moon is in Aquarius. It's going to be, it'll be not weirder vibes. I mean, Aquariuses are known for being like weird, but it would be the vibes of like starting with innovation stuff. Like if you want to start maybe a new social media project or you want to start up a new online business or something like that, an Aquarius new moon would be ideal for that. And of course, it's not limited down to that. Like you can do whatever, but it all plays a role in that way where the traits of that sign goes into that moon too.
Right. So what is it? How does it differ from a full moon? What does a full moon usually do?
So full moon is about releasing a lot. Like I will say, well, they also say manifestation is great on new moons. I mean, excuse me, full moons, because when the moon is full, it's like it gives off a very, very powerful energy of just overall cleansing. So a lot of people like to cleanse during full moons. They like to release like exes or whatever this person did to me and write it down and burn it and things like that. So it's really about your intention behind what you're doing. But with the full moon, I will say it opens more of an energy up for you to feel relaxed within releasing the old shit, you know? So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, you said people like to burn stuff. I know people like to make moon water. They put it
Hmm.
outside. Do you have any rituals for the moons they usually
I
do?
okay. Usually like I'll write down what I want or whatever, and then I'll either keep it or I'll burn it. And I feel like burning it for me is better, just so that I just don't like to know that I have it. Like I just
It's
want
not
it out, you know?
around taking up
Yeah.
space.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that's like usually what I'll do. But
I
that's
feel
pretty
that.
much it. I'll just like have my intentions and just be like, everything's gonna be great and all that stuff. And then yeah.
Okay. So I know you came with a birth chart for me. Let's get into that. That sounds
Okay.
fun.
Perfect. All right.
And
Let me
explain
pull it up.
what a birth chart is for maybe the uninitiated. What does that mean?
Okay. So for the uninitiated, let me show you what a birth chart is. It is that thing right there.
The
Okay.
big
So
circle.
basically, right here, it's gonna show you, can't see it, but what it shows you is all of your planets, their placements, the houses they're in, the degrees they're in, everything that you got going on, it's going to be in your birth chart in the way that it will expose to you exactly how you might be as a person as time goes on. I will say for some people, they don't always fully resonate with their chart initially. And it's usually because different parts of your chart can be activated at different times of your life. So maybe something that resonates with me now wouldn't have like 10 years ago, or maybe something that resonated with me like 8 years ago won't resonate with me now, you know? So it's basically a printed version of your life and you have to dissect it. That's it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's amazing.
Let's see
It's
what I
really
got.
good.
Let's
Yeah,
put
let's see
all
what
my
you got.
business out there. Let's see.
Okay, you asked for it. I'm kidding. Okay, so your sun, your Mercury, your Uranus, and your Neptune are all in the fifth house. So from what I see here, your fifth house stellium. So, someone told me it's pronounced stellium, but I always say stellium because it's Stellium. Whatever. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. The fifth house being ruled here, this means that you are somebody who is rather creative. I mean, I can
I
tell
would say.
obviously,
I
like
would
from
say
you do, definitely.
sometimes.
You have, well, for one, let me just say this. The fifth house is ruled by Leo. Okay, so you have three planets in Capricorn. Nope, you have, yes, you have three planets in Capricorn here. Is that three? No, you have two planets in Capricorn there, and then you have two planets in Aquarius in the fifth house. So what that means is like that energy with Capricorn and Aquarius, it's underlying with Leo. So anything that you'll do in regards to putting yourself out there, like again with the sun, that's very out there energy, self-image, things like that. It's going to be reflected by something that is very creative or something that regards you being out there with, you might get along with children. That's another thing with the fifth house. They have like a creativity that's like inner child that it's like they can't let go of it.
My nieces and
So
nephews, I think we get it. They love me. I think they love me. So I think that's
yeah,
true.
that's sweet. Okay, and then you also, because you have your Uranus and your Neptune, for your Neptune, you might have dreams that regard your creativity. So maybe you get some ideas from your dreams, or maybe some things are presented to you through your dreams that you can use to better help your self-image in the way that, like, I guess you could say more success for you and just putting yourself out there more. But let me see. You also have you're okay. Yeah, this one was interesting. So you have your Mars in retrograde and it's in the 12th house and it's in Virgo. That right there
Uh
tells me you
oh.
might be someone who maybe you don't tell anyone because it is in retrograde, and it is also in the 12th house. The 12th house is like the
Uh
most
oh.
subconscious house. This
Uh
is
oh.
like
What is
the
this?
house of it's the house from like all the way at the back, but it's in Mars. So that means that maybe your anger, and because it's in retrograde, you may not have always felt like you could express your anger properly, or like you were never able to really like bring it out in the way that you wanted to, or maybe you came off as too overly critical. You're too mean when you're
Yes.
mad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
I think people would agree.
Okay. You might be someone I don't think okay, with this placement, I wouldn't say that you're the type to just throw out insults, but it is the type of sign to kind of
I,
like bash that person, like
yeah,
really
yeah,
bash
yeah.
whoever it is. You get me? Like
I've
you're
worked
like
on that a
or
lot.
even yourself. What'd you
I
say?
said I've worked on that a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I've
That makes a lot
reeled
of
it
sense.
back significantly, significantly.
Yeah, I mean it's also
But it was
in
definitely there.
bro,
That
I'm
was
saying
true.
it's crazy. Like I'm looking at this right now. It's at 2 degrees as well. So that's also, oh yeah, you're stubborn when you're mad, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's a Taurus degree. So I had a feeling that had something to do with it. But let me see here. Okay, so you also have your Chiron in the first house. It's also in Virgo. You may have been very self-critical of either your appearance because it is in the first house, self-critical of your appearance, or self-critical of the way that you are. Maybe you didn't always
Yes.
love the way that you were as a person. You're like,
Very
I could be
true.
better. Okay. Yeah. Like, things like that. So, but the thing is with Chiron is that it's a very wounded, well, not very, but it's a wounded planet, not even planet, but it's like an aspect that pertains to the wounds that you have. So, with it being in Virgo, because Virgos are known for being like perfectionists and they're known for being super smart and very organized and all that stuff, that here you may have felt honestly like you lacked in that area. Maybe you felt like you were not as smart, or yeah, maybe you felt like you weren't as smart as you wanted to be or that you could be. But as time goes on, which is actually funny, we were talking about this before, but the fact that you're learning so much now, that is a thing that you use to heal the Chiron placement. Okay, so you're healing that placement by doing things that you would want to do pertaining Virgo, if that makes sense. Okay, like I said, Virgo is very like self-critical but also is very self-helpful. They're big service people. So what you're doing for yourself now, and because it's also in the first house, is that you're doing things to settle that energy within you so that you don't feel so behind in your life and you don't feel like, oh, I don't know anything, so let me not learn anything. Like you're actually taking initiative to learn. And
I try.
depending on
I
how
try.
quickly you want to actually heal that depends on you. And obviously you taking matters into your own hands because you are learning more than you did before, like by listening to audiobooks and things like that, you're actually taking the initiative to do that. Whereas if you didn't, you would probably be bashing yourself right now for not doing it.
I just
You'd be
do
like,
both. I just do both of those. That's fine.
that's funny. No, seriously. Okay. And then, oh, this one I love. Okay. This one I love. So your moon is in Pisces and it's
That
in
I know.
the seventh house at 28 degrees. So you might be, okay. The 28th degree it is a household name. So what that means, because it's in Cancer. Oh, actually, yeah, let me take a look at this shit because it's in
Uh-oh.
Cancer and it's also your moon. So that is a very comfortable place for that degree to be in. Okay, so what that means is that you might have an easy time being able to get your name out there in the way that you want to, but not even just your name. It's more of like the way that you make people feel they don't forget it. That's more of what it is. Like the emotions that you spark in people, those people probably really remember you, or even if they don't remember exactly what happened, they'll remember the feeling and they'll remember like, oh yeah, this person this and he did that or whatever. So that's something that I think is really cool. But because it's in Pisces, you're definitely very intuitive, whether you know that or not. Okay. It's up to you to actually like channel that, but you are intuitive. You can be very, especially because it's in, bro, moon in Pisces. The moon is ruled by Cancer. Then you got Pisces with it. Then you got a Cancer degree with it. You're a very caring person. You really, oh, it's also in the seventh house. Yeah, that's Libra. So those are all soft energies. You get me? So I can tell right off the bat that you care a lot about people. You really care about people's emotions. I don't think that you shelter emotions, but you probably let people down easy. You don't like to hurt people's feelings and things like that. And you also, okay, in relationships, I actually wrote this down. Okay, let's see what I wrote. That you have a balanced mind. Your partner will be a huge help to you. If you have a partner in your life, like whether it be a buddy or a romantic partner or anything like that, they're going to be someone who's going to alleviate a lot of the worries that you have inside. Like they're going to make you feel very safe. That's what it is, because you guys need to feel safe, especially with all that Cancer there. You need to feel safe with everything that you're doing. And let me see. what else did I write? I said you may deal with emotional problems as well. You may be intuitive in relationships. So maybe even in a relationship, let's say for example, you are dating someone and it starts to like fall apart or whatever, you would know it's falling apart before even that person did. You know, like you're gonna peep shit before they even know. And that's something else that you also have to practice. I will say because it is in Pisces, like you have to anytime you feel an intuitive thing, don't write it off as like, oh, it's nothing, whatever. No, it's something and it's going to do something for you.
Uh-oh.
And going back to the Mercury in your fifth house in Aquarius, the fifth house is ruled by Leo, like I said. Aquarius, that's the opposite of Leo. So you have a lot of spotlight energy. Even if you have a tendency to get away from the world, when you are back, you do love to be back and you love to be out, but you will disappear when you want to. It's
All the
not
time.
yeah, it's no one's choice. No one's gonna tell you you
I
gotta stay and
love
do
to
this.
disappear.
Like that is so unbelievable. Yeah, and it's also at 0 degrees. So this is something that's very, very strong in your life, and that you've probably had to learn how to master in the way that maybe at one point in your life you may have left people hanging unintentionally and then you came back with full energy and they were like okay hey like what's up
Oh yeah.
now as time goes on you learn how to like communicate all that you're feeling and all that you want to and things like that and then that's how you master that that's how you master that placement or you really channel that energy all the way through and then let's see okay you have your vertex is also in Aquarius, very cool, and it's in the sixth house. Okay, so your Virgo, is it in the sixth? Oh my God, no, I actually think it's in the fifth house as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, so your destiny,
Uh-oh.
vertex is like your destiny. You're meant to be in the spotlight. Like I'm so serious. Like you're actually meant to be out here. You're meant to be doing creative shit. That's really like really
Even
the
though I
big
like to
thing.
hide and and even though I like to disappear.
Oh yeah, you like to be out, but you like to disappear. You are definitely somebody who your creative ideas are pretty much I feel like it's one of the reasons that you're alive. Like this is your destiny. Like a lot of the things that you do on your channel and everything else that you do in your life are all things that are a lot of fun for you. And you cannot fifth house stelliums cannot live without fun. They need
That's
some sort
true.
of incorporated entertainment
I need to
into
be
something
entertained
that
at
they're
all
doing. And
times.
again, because it is in vertex, that's your destiny. You have to be like entertained or entertaining or being entertained while you're entertaining. It's like all a matter of
That's the
things that you
best.
put together. Yeah, that's literally your entire thing that you got going on. So I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then another thing that I wrote down. So your north node is in the third house. It's in retrograde and it's in Scorpio. So retrograde, let me explain that a little bit better
I
for
was
you
just gonna
because I want
ask.
you to understand. Retrograde is when a planet is orbiting backwards. So it gives like a not a negative effect. It gives like an opposite more of like a you need to how do I say master this energy before you can like really really enjoy it all the way through because it's kind of like life's challenges to you where you have to learn how to be strong about whatever it is that's in the retrograde, things like that. Like I'll give you a short example. For me, I have my Saturn is in, no, I'll say Jupiter. My Jupiter is in the third house. It's in retrograde though. So what they say about that is that because it's in retrograde, I may have had some trouble learning in school, or I may have had trouble having like my luck work in my favor. And it's kind of funny because now it's definitely better. But when I was little, it's not that I had trouble learning, but I would write down notes and then forget everything I wrote. Like it was like that. Like I just couldn't sit there and learn the shit. And then another thing, yeah, like things like that actually. No, yeah, like things with school, it would be kind of like it would be good because Jupiter loves school or in the third house, sorry. The third house loves school and Jupiter does
I'm sure
too
I
because
don't
it's
got that.
yeah, but it was like a little bit of like it kind of issues for me. So I can see where that would play out here, but I'm gonna explain. So your North Node is in retrograde and it's in Scorpio in the third house. So I wrote down that your communication, your interpersonal relationships with family, friends, communication, what I'm not communication, community members, things like that, that these are all factors that do play a role in your world, but because it is in Scorpio, you're kind of more low key when it comes to what it is that you're connecting with, like the people that you will talk to and the networks and things like that. You do want to make networks and you feel really drawn to working with people who are on your level, but you might also find yourself feeling like you can't always get not your way, but more you can't get your point across to these people, or maybe like you guys aren't always on the same page always. So maybe like you knew, or maybe you have connected really well with some people, and then after some time it kind of like falls off, or you want it to keep going, but you're like, I don't know how to keep it going from here, so I'm gonna just leave it, things like that. So, or even if you have siblings or people around you that are very like cousins, things like that, maybe you've had a little bit of issues trying to like really harness the energy of it, but as time goes on, again, like you get better and stronger. So what I wrote here is that you might be fighting your demons, or you may have fought your demons quite a bit, especially again because it's in Scorpio.
Mhm.
Scorpio
Oh yeah.
has a lot of shit there, not in a bad way, but just a lot of heaviness that they need to work through. Um, but besides that, like other conflicts, you guys are known to be old souls, okay? Because it's
That's
in
what I've heard.
retrograde and your north node. Yeah, this
That's
is
what
your
I've
north node,
heard.
or you're definitely an old soul. But because it is in your north node, you being an old soul is exactly what it's going to be, because you've had multiple lifetimes before. In retrograde, this is just telling you that this to lifetime is about you mastering all the shit that you didn't in your past lives. So
Oh.
anything that you didn't do before this lifetime is forcing you to do it now.
Sounds a
So
lot of pressure.
that is a lot of pressure for real. And then, okay, let's see. Yeah, so I wrote many past lives you've lived and are now dealing with in this lifetime, major transformation constantly. That is
Oh
the Scorpio
boy.
energy. You definitely have faced a lot in this lifetime or in the last lifetimes. I feel, are you afraid of fire by chance? Do you like
I
fires?
don't have an irrational. I mean, I think I like fire more than I'm afraid of it.
Okay.
I
I
don't think
asked that
I.
because I don't know why, but I was talking about your past lives and then I saw a vision of a fire. So maybe you passed away in a fire before.
Maybe I don't have any aversion to it though.
Shit. Okay,
I'm
cool,
probably more
cool. But
afraid of water than fire. Really, I'm more afraid of
hmm.
like tsunamis and stuff than fire.
Maybe you
Fire I
passed
can
away in a
handle.
tsunami before too.
I might have because I don't even like watching movies about tsunamis. I don't even want to see it.
Oh,
I'm like
you
I don't
definitely.
like that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm blown. That's so anytime someone tells me that they have like an irrational, I can't do that. I
I
don't
don't
want to
like.
look at it, get me away
Mm-mm.
from it, and they have no connection to it in this life. It's like I know some
I
shit
don't
went
like
down
those
before.
end of the world movies where everybody's drowning and there's
Oh my
waters
God.
everywhere. I don't like that. I do
Hell
not
nah.
like
I feel
that.
I feel that. Man. But okay. Now let's see what else you got here. Okay. So okay, your Lilith is in your 10th house and it's in Gemini and it's at 0 degrees. Damn. Okay. Like you got 2 0 degrees. Yeah, you
Listen,
got 2 0 degrees. Okay, so you got a little bit of energy in there that says, all right, it's time for you to change. We're gonna get you going. And this, oh damn, you also got okay, you got some fame degrees. You got
oh,
29 degrees here twice. You got 2 degrees, which is a fortune degree. So maybe you're gonna make hella bank.
I'm hoping
Um, you
that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, right. Period. And then the 28 degrees, that's also, like I said, a household name. So with what I was saying with the household name thing is like people will remember you by that thing, like I was saying. So like if you have changed someone's life or their emotions or things like that, they're gonna remember you for that. They're gonna be like, I remember when he taught me this, he showed me this, and I was never the same after that. Yeah, so it's impactful. That's great. But okay, back to what I was saying. So the Lilith in the 10th house, it's in the 10th house. Oh no, yeah, it is in the 10th house. Okay, so it's not in the ninth house. Great. So it's in the 10th house and it's in Gemini. So the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, Saturn. You may have had some issues trying to be, or maybe you felt more wounded because it's like the wounded divine feminine healer kind of thing. Maybe you've had some issue really feeling, I guess you could say authoritative, like very like having your foot down in the industry that you're in, or maybe there were people around you that made you feel inferior and things like that. Or actually, I will say because this is in Gemini and it is in the 10th house, it may have had something to do with people who were close to you, like siblings, friends, or even like in class peers, like your classmates and things like that. Maybe some people made you feel like really inadequate because with the 10th house really wants to prove themselves because it's not about you, it's not about them, it's about you proving yourself because you need to. Like you know
That's
who you
right.
are.
That's right.
And in the 10th house, because it is there, you may have felt really shat on a few times in your life that you're like, bitch, like I'm worth more than this, but this person trying to make me feel
Oh
like I'm
yeah.
not. And things like that, or even in your work it may have been a little bit difficult, or there may have been backstabbing, talking shit, like fake stuff behind the scenes, whether it be at work, not at school more, but mostly at work or in professional areas
Oh yeah.
in your life, or even out in the public. You get me? Like people who know you and talking about you and all this shit, things like that. So this one's a little trickier only because it's kind of more of like guiding you towards stay away from people who you know aren't good for you, of course, but don't entertain those who try to make you feel like you're inferior, because the reason that they're doing that is because they feel threatened by you. You get me? So this is going to be very important, especially because this is in Gemini in the 10th house. That's like a it feels a little more difficult. It's not difficult though, but it seems like that way because it has to do with other people as well. This is not just you. This is your communications with those around you, your connections, even learning in school. Maybe you had a hard time. Actually, yeah, like maybe you had a hard time with some things in school, in the
Some
professional
things,
area.
everything.
I mean, shit, that's crazy, honestly. And because you had trouble in school and all that stuff, maybe you've grown. This is when you use your Lilith in a detrimental way, and you shouldn't. But in the case that maybe you started to grow resentful towards school or the people who did you wrong, and I hate this work because of how it treated me, shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that. That's when you got to be strong
All
and you
the
got to get
time.
up and you got to be like, okay, I'm not gonna let this bring me down though. Like I got to master myself where I am in my 10th house energy, in the Capricorn energy, instead of running away from it because people have hurt you, you know? So yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that is important to mention here. Hmm. I will say as well, because your Uranus is in the 5th house and it is in Aquarius, that you probably get a lot of random ass ideas when you are being creative.
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe you do receive like weird ideas and oh my God, we should totally do this when you're
All
maybe
the
you
time.
yeah, period. Maybe it happens when you're watching a movie, like at the most random times, or maybe you're having a conversation with someone and you're just like,
That's when it
actually, hold
usually
on,
happens. That's
totally off
that's it
topic. But yeah, that's cool.
with
Yeah, that
Justin.
makes so much sense here because I mean, within everything that you got going on, it's like it's so you. Like it's so cool. I love to see this. Now I'm gonna look a little bit into your aspect. I'm gonna see if there's anything that's worth mentioning really. I'm sure there will be something. So okay.
A lot of this sounds on point to me.
I'm glad. Yeah, because bro, astrology is a totally different thing. You have your Venus conjunct your Lilith. No, 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 it's not your Lilith. That's your Chiron. Oh my gosh. So you
Uh-oh.
may have had some hardships in love romantically. You may have had like some real shit that was like, damn, okay, can I get a break? I don't know why. This might be my intuition, but I see that this may have occurred more when you were a teenager, like an early
Yes.
young teenager. Because I see 14-year-old you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that resonates, but that's what I just saw. But okay, basically, you may have had like a lot of shit in love that was like, bro, come on. But you also have a very strengthening energy with that because it is conjunct. So what that means is like maybe low key, you would be a really good healer for someone who's wounded in a relationship. Like if you were dating someone who had like a lot of issues, you would naturally have the energy to help them and be able to redirect them to be
Oh
better.
boy.
So that's like a natural healing, loving energy that comes with you anywhere that you go in any relationship. So I will say
Wow.
that with this, it's important to not let people take advantage of that because it just seems like with everything, all the other placements you have, I feel like you are very careful with all the Capricorn that you have and the Aquarius and things like that. Like you're not someone who's just gonna be a simp for anybody, but you
It's
also
true.
have that energy with you that's like I do want to help though, because again, like your moon is in Pisces, you have that natural
I
healer
want to help
energy too.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you care a lot naturally. Even if you say that you don't, it's not even like, oh, I don't give a fuck about nobody, this, that. It's like you care, but you're not gonna state that. You just care.
Right.
That's it. But okay, let's see what else you got here. Um, you have a lot of trines. So trines are really great. They're very harmonious aspects. I will say that that means that a lot of the placements that are in your chart have played out more positively than detrimentally in your life. So yeah, definitely who because you have some squares here, but if you had a lot of squares, that would have made your
Be a
life
rough
honestly like
time.
a lot harder. What'd you
Oh
say?
no, it'd be rough.
Yeah, it'd be rougher. You would have to, I would say that honestly, I feel like when souls, like when people have more squares, it's because they have so much shit that they need to work through and they just have to do it. But I think that you work through a lot of your shit in other lifetimes. I feel like
Thank
in this
God.
lifetime, you've wanted to make things easier for you. Like, let me see your vertex. Yeah, your vertex is conjunct your Mercury. So your destiny in this life is to speak. That's exactly what your job is,
That's
to
what I'm
fucking
doing right
talk.
now. And
Exactly.
I
That's
don't
all.
stop. Even when I'm off here, I'm always talking and talking. Ask anybody.
Yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
shut
That should,
up.
my God. And that's amazing because vertex, the only planet that's conjuncted your vertex is Mercury. So every other planet, I got sextile here. Yeah, like everything else is pretty much harmonious, but that one is the one that's like locked in. This is where you are. And then you have Jupiter, or it's not, it's sextile your okay, Jupiter sextile your vertex. So with your destiny, with your life purpose, if you do actually like commit yourself to it, which you are going to reap a lot of positive benefits. Now, let me
Yeah.
check your Jupiter one more time to
Oh
see something.
yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, no, definitely. Because it's at 5 degrees. So you can definitely expect that whatever benefits that you will be rewarded are going to be things that will be monumental. It might not even be like on a national scale or anything, but more of like it's going to be known by either those around you or the whole world. It could be either way, you know? And
Oh
because
shit.
it's all about, yeah, it's all about like your purpose in that. It's definitely going to, it's going to bless you. And because it's also your Jupiter is in the fourth house, I will say that you will receive the most luck when you are actually helping people with your words and with your intentions to basically see them be better. I actually feel with this is like a confidence booster placement. You might be someone who you don't like to ego stroke, but if you know someone got credit, like you're going to give them credit. You know,
Oh
you're not going
yeah.
to be you're not going to sleep on it. You're gonna be like, okay, you're the shit, like good for
It's
you. And
true.
that energy will also bless you as well. Unintentionally, because you won't be doing it to bless yourself, but it will bless you all the same. So that's really cool. I
Sounds
love
good to
that
me.
a lot. Um, let me see what else here. Hmm.
That sounds good to me.
It sounds very good. Yeah, you got your moon trine Jupiter as well. Oh yeah, this is definitely healer energy for sure. You're gonna use your voice to help a lot more than you think. I feel like even from now, you're gonna expand like intuitively. I just felt that. I feel like you're gonna do different things that I honestly feel like you're gonna step outside of a box that you're gonna think, I never even thought I'd do this ever. But it's
Oh
gonna be very
boy.
good
I can't wait to
and
see
very
what that is.
I see it. Oh boy, I just got like goosebumps in my hand or whatever
I
tingles.
can't even
So
imagine
I
what
know
that could be.
I know this is real. What I saw is that you're gonna go even more public. Like you're gonna want to be more public out, whatever, you know, like just out in the spotlight even more. I feel like it's gonna be something that's gonna challenge your confidence in the way that it's like, okay, do I really have what it takes? Like let me put it down now. Like let me not be afraid of this shit. So it's gonna be your call entirely. But what I see here is that with your moon trining your Jupiter, it's definitely going to be fucking monumental for you.
Gritty knows best. We'll
Yeah. And
see.
your fifth house stellium, it comes natural. Oh my God, fifth house stellium, you guys, you all got this in the bag, all of y'all. You guys understand exactly what it is to be creative, to be healthily childish, very just good energy, very good energy. I love the fifth house because it does have really a lot of good energy. Although some, I will say, underdeveloped, they are attention seekers. That may have been you when you were a child. Maybe you were like, maybe you needed someone to pay more attention to you
It's
because
true.
fifth
It's
house
true.
stadiums do love to be place the attention on. You get me? But as time goes on, you guys learn how to healthily communicate that and make that a reality, you know? But let me see. Okay. Let's see if there is. Okay. Ooh, this is okay, this is a good one. Your vertex is trine your midheaven. So your midheaven is your like public status. It's like your that's your work as well. Okay. So you being out there, your midheaven is how the your work world sees you, how the people at your job see you, this, that. With it trining vertex, it's easy to say that with your destiny, which is what you're doing right now, your work, that people really, really like what you're doing, that they appreciate your
Oh,
presence, that
thanks.
they like to see more of what you got going on because they feel like you have you have like a natural, it's like a natural ease. I see like a confidence to it that you know what you're doing, and it's not like you're figuring shit out. You just came through and you got the tea, you know, and everyone's listening because they trust you. It's almost like an energy that people just feel like they can trust you with the work that you're doing. They don't feel like what you're doing is inauthentic. They feel like, okay, if he's coming through with this must be, it must be
Real.
real. And on top of that, because it is in the sixth house, no, I'm sorry, it's in the fifth house. Yes. Okay, because it is in the fifth house, it's easy to say that you will gain a lot of attention because of the public and good persona that you have, and that
Oh, thanks,
basically like the
guys.
reviews that people give you mentally, it's gonna be really fucking
I
good
like
for
those
you.
mental reviews.
Yes, mental reviews. They're really, oh, I fucked with him. He's really cool. You know, all that. So yeah. And then the last thing I see here. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, I'm getting like a feeling to mention this to you, and I feel like it's for help. This one's another Venus one, so it's like a love one. You remember I said the your Venus was conjunct the Chiron, so it's a lot of healing and love. Maybe you've been through a lot of like, maybe you didn't even go through like cheaters and shit like that, but maybe you've been through a lot in love in general, whatever it was. But what I see is that you got Venus opposing your Lilith. So what that means with the Venus opposing Lilith is that you've had to learn how to be more delicate in love. Maybe you were not always the most, oh, what's wrong? Like that kind of guy. Like you were like, bitch, get over it. Like, no, I'm just kidding. But low key, it's like y'all had that thing there that was kind of it was harder for you to open up in love maybe when you were younger. Again, I
It's
keep saying
true.
maybe
This is
when you
true.
were younger because every time I say these, I keep seeing visions of you when you were younger. So I keep assuming this is when you were a kid, and you can confirm that with yourself. But
Right.
basically, yeah, this is just telling you that within all of the wounded stuff, maybe you've had trouble with your mom, things like that, or like a feminine figure in your life, something like that. But as time goes on, again, you have to learn how to use, not take advantage of, but to properly use the feminine energies in your life, and also the ones that are presented to you. So like in relationships, if you are in a relationship with somebody, to just be mindful of the way that they are and what they got going on and things like that, and maybe even heal not woman issues, like feminine issues that you may have with feminine. You get me? So if you have any issues that in that regard, because this does indicate like issues with that, with like female people, I guess, but not even female people, just people who thought they had power over you, and that
Oh, I don't like
you
that.
you had
I
to
don't
like
like
learn
that.
how to, yeah, you had to learn how to not let this power over dominate you, because some people in love, some people may have thought that you were like easy to manipulate, or maybe that you were going to do whatever for them, even though you always
That
knew
ain't
you weren't
happening.
going to, but they had the wrong
That
idea.
ain't happening. You got the wrong idea.
Period. Exactly. Because yeah, like with that, you're not playing games. Like you understand. Well, now you do. Now you do, because as time goes on with a lot of these placements, I will be honest, it is about working on them. You have to be able to like work on the placement that you have and this, that, to master it. Like I was saying, it's not even about mastering though. It's more of just embodying the energy properly. So again, with Venus opposing your Lilith, it's definitely safe to say that you've been through quite a few things with either women or in love and things like that, or even with your self-image, where your beauty, you didn't think that you were as beautiful as you wanted to be at one point or anything like that, but as time goes on, you learned how to embrace like the softer sides of yourself, and it becomes easier for you to open up, for you to love, for you to be kinder to yourself, and basically to enjoy everything that comes with being a loving open person, you know. I feel like in general, you probably were pretty closed off though. Like I feel like you had to learn how to open up in any way, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, definitely. You have a lot of things that represent the closed off energy, but that Pisces moon, I think, saved your life.
Oh,
I think that's what kept your
I was
empathy in
definitely more
check.
closed than I am now. That's for sure.
You said
I
you were
was.
more
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
That's how I was the same
Definitely,
way. I was way more closed off as well.
definitely,
Capricorns. But
definitely.
yes, okay. If there's anything else, this one's a little interesting. You got Jupiter square Saturn. That's kind of like it's like a more difficult aspect. I'm not gonna say difficult, but more of something that you had to work through, whether it be in school. That's a good school trouble indicator, definitely.
Oh,
School and being
yeah.
serious about school. You couldn't
Never,
keep it down when it came to school. You
never.
were, which, yeah, you were not dealing with it, but at the same time, I will say that even with your work life, like this does indicate some sort of like an issue with that, but maybe you've already surpassed that. You know, these are things that you could have like already been through. Like maybe before you didn't know what the hell you were gonna do. You were like, I want to do this. I don't know how I'm gonna start. I don't know who I'm gonna do it with. I don't know when, this, that, whatever. But you overcame that, and that's what makes these placements more beneficial for you. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically like the most of what I'm getting from this. Like I'm looking at everything else and
So with all that considered, give me like maybe some tips on what I need to be doing maybe with that
okay.
info.
So the one
Some
thing, and
broad
I'm gonna just
tips.
say this as like I'm gonna pretend like I don't know you at
Yeah,
all, okay? I'm just gonna
right.
say like whatever, and you
We
can
don't know each
decide.
other.
But basically, with someone with all these placements, you have to learn how to not let your closed off solitude energy overcome you to the extent of literally not wanting to talk to anyone, not wanting to be around anyone,
Oh
not wanting to
yeah.
this, that. You have to let your Pisces moon in the, what was it, in the seventh house in a little bit more. Like you got to be able to not even be able to, but you have to be willing to actually want to communicate with others more, if that makes sense. Because that's what these placements entail is that yes, you are very closed off, but you also have a very underlying energy of I want to be out there though. Like I don't want people to know my business, but I want people to see me. You don't got to know me, but you got to see me.
That's
So
right. Don't
that
know me,
is
but
something
see me. I like that.
yeah, right. Don't let me just see me shit. But yeah, I mean, it's basically just about anytime that you do anything, like when it comes to work or your everyday life, commit yourself to making your points. You know, doing what you got to do for you, but don't overextend yourself, but don't underextend yourself because you're afraid of opening up or anything like that. Just embrace the emotions that you feel. I feel like for you, this is intuitive again. I feel like you have moments where, not even moments, but you're pretty closed off generally, and then you have a moment of like gush of love, or like, oh,
Yep.
okay, I feel this. Let it come as it does. Do not fight it off, because if you do, it's going to repress the fuck out of your Pisces moon, and it will honestly. This might call for like depression eventually. You got me? If you're like closing it off and you're like, I'm not
Eventually.
gonna brace myself, you're gonna eventually feel like the Grinch. Like you're gonna feel like an
Eventually.
unhappy
That's like a couple times
person.
a week.
I mean, shit. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially with like you have what is it? You have two personal placements in the fifth house, and with your Jupiter in the fourth house and everything else like that. It's like the energy of being out there and being a caring person is still so it's just so strong, you know? And because you do have some third house placements, you have to you have to continue networking and communicating. So I recommend that you continue to keep your communication open. If you ever feel like you don't want to talk to people or whatever, give it some time. It's that's your Capricorn placements trying to recollect. But as soon as you're back on, bounce out and keep on going. Like don't overthink it. I know that you know this though. I know that you're mature enough to like actually apply this, but just take it upon yourself to actually like commit yourself to it and then stick it out all the way. And then you're going to see the results positively manifest in your highest favor. So that's most of the advice I will give you. I will say as well, if you have any feminine issues, like issues with that, please try to heal that so that you can make your life better and easier, and so that you can open your, because I see that you would have a lot of really great connections with women, like
I
certain
do.
women.
I
Oh,
do.
okay, so maybe you've already done this. That's great. But you would have, yeah. That's what, actually I
I
intuitively
can
saw
think
that
of
that
at
you.
least four.
Okay, good. Yeah. And upon you having those great relationships, that makes your life more fulfilled. Because what I see right now is a version of you that's you right now. And there's a version of you that would have been you if you had chosen to like close yourself off to everything. And what I see is that that version of you would have wanted to connect with like women and things like that, but you would have been like, I can't though. Like, nah, you would have always written it off as I'm not going to do that. And I don't mean connect like romantically. I mean as a friend. You know, like, oh, I want to be her friend, but whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm glad you didn't do
That's
that
not me.
because
That's
you're
not
way
me.
happier this way. You would have been much unhappier that way. And because it is your Lilith, it would have affected you a lot more. You get me? Like that would have made you feel very, you would have just felt you were missing out. That's basically it. But besides that, I will say, okay, like your part of fortune, it's in the 10th house and in Gemini. So as well as you may have some wounded stuff in this area, you will also have a lot of great things manifesting because of your networking, because of communicating with others, and because of your work. So this is where your fortune is again. If you really want to connect with the most glamour that this life can give you or whatever, continue working on your craft for real, and you're going to see that actually manifest a lot of wonderful blessings,
Hell
whatever
yeah. Hell
in your
yeah.
But you can yeah, you can actually expect that, but always with due time, in the way that 10th house is ruled by Saturn. So, with Saturn, Capricorn, we are kind of pretty slow moving. It's not that we're behind, but it's definitely that we have to develop with time, like we're a little
Always feel
bit
behind.
slow track in that way. So I'm just going to say, if you feel like you haven't gotten the results that you wanted, or if you're waiting still like on something or whatever, just give it time for real, because it's going to end up blessing you. You're going to, if you like actually let this stuff roll out in your favor and you continue the way that you're going and doing what you're doing, you're going to see that all of the stuff that you have been putting into this is going to come back to give you such a huge blessing, and you're going to be thankful that you waited and
Wow.
that you didn't rush.
Really? I love to
Yeah,
rush, so I should stop rushing.
I feel you. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but take it easy. It'll definitely benefit you the most, I promise.
Well, thanks a lot. That was great.
Of course.
Now you do this for people on your website, right?
Actually, it's funny. I don't have a service up for it, but if someone like asks me, I'll do it.
So you
Like I'll
will.
be like, yeah,
Okay.
I'll give them like a price for whatever they're looking for, and then we'll just go from there, and then that's it.
Well, tell them what you do offer, so they know. What do you offer on the site?
So what I offer on my website, I offer readings, like psychic readings, spiritual readings. I offer like different forms of readings. Like I have multiple different options. If people are looking for different things, like a recorded one, I could do one like a PDF file kind of thing. And then I also do like I said, voice recording. So that can differ from as long as the choices are. I also offer aura reading, so like reading auras.
Yeah, we did
I
that on
also
one of the episodes. I forgot which
Yes,
one by now, but we've done it.
yes, I remember that. I was just thinking about that. Besides that, I also offer coaching, of course, like spiritual law of assumption coaching, which is like manifestation coaching. I offer cleansing of energy, Reiki, healing and cleansing and things like that. And even spiritual, if someone's looking for like a spiritual phone call, because that has happened a lot of times, like people ask me, can I get on the phone with you? And then I'll be like, yeah, you can book a phone call with me if you'd like for 30 minutes or an hour. So it'll be
Nice.
like that. It's basically all of that stuff. Just whatever you're looking for, I probably have it. Just check it out.
Nice, nice. And you started a new project with your sisters, right?
Yes, I
Tell me about
did.
that.
Starlight. Okay, yes. So we are called the Eternal Starlight. My sisters and I, we have come together like officially because we're all so alike already as we are in different ways. Like a lot of things that people have been saying lately when they see pictures of us is, I love that you guys have different styles. And I think that I love that, hearing that so much. Like I think that's so cute and so sweet because for one, I'm an Aquarius stellium and I love to be original. Like I'm not, of course, nothing on my sisters at all, but I just don't want to be like the exact same as anybody. I want to be my
Of
own. And I
course,
love
of
that we all
course.
have our own shit. But what we do is like we come together and we just talk about like any spiritual thing, positive topics, manifestation. We want to actually change the world. Like we intend that. And I on God, like I know it's happening type thing. So we are committing ourselves to eventually get up fundraising. We're going to start fundraising for like different causes, and we want to like expand in all those ways. Like we've already started filming our YouTube videos and things like that. We haven't posted any
Nice,
yet because we haven't
nice.
launched the channel yet, but we're getting it just continuing on. And this only just the idea was born in July of 2023. And I remember it was because I told my sisters, I was like, I want to do something with you guys. Like I feel like we're meant to. I feel like we're meant to be a unit and that we can all help everyone because we already had our own separate things, but it just felt even better together. So we came together, and then from here on out, we're just going to keep on doing what we've been doing, like keep on helping, keep on promoting ourselves in the way of like whatever you need, we got, like we're here for you. It's not just like the difference with everything else, not even that I've ever had, but more of just the energy behind everything, is that this is not something that's temporary. Like I don't even plan to just do this for 10 years time and then it's over. Like this is going to be a huge fucking thing in general for my career, for my life, for us, everything. Like we're not playing, it's going to be monumental. I promise you that. And yeah, that's basically like the rundown. That's the tippy top. But
So the
yeah.
YouTube channel is coming soon, right?
Yes.
But where can they find you right now?
Right now, you can find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter from the name The Eternal Starlight. And that's basically, yeah, if you, and also on Pinterest, but yeah, you could look us up on anywhere, honestly, like besides YouTube, that's where we will be for now.
But soon.
Yes, very soon.
Well, how
Yes.
has it been working with your sisters? Were you guys were close before this, or
Okay, that's actually so funny. We were always close in the way that, for one, I've always had to share a room with my sisters. I've never had a room to myself ever. So like I've always had to share a room with my sisters. And besides that, it would always be like when we were younger, one would beef with another permanently. I would beef with one permanently. It was kind of like that. Like one sister had beef with the other, but me and the other would get along, and the other and other would get along.
it'd be like
So
factions in the sisters,
yes,
like
and the
little groups?
sisters. Yes, but this was like when we were little and shit, or yeah, a few years ago type B. But over time, it's like we realize, I mean, they have grown up so much because I've already been like on the stuff that I've been on for a few years now, but I feel like they've caught up to where I am mentally. And that's why we were able to do this, you know? So we get along so much better now in the way that we just had to sit down and be like, okay, we got to like talk about everything. Like we need to discuss miscommunications if we get mad at one another instead of being like,
Wow,
hey bro, what the fuck, like
that's
let's
some
talk
adult
about it,
shit right
you
there.
know. Yeah. Like things like that. I remember I made it a point to my sisters. I was like, if we're gonna do this, we have to treat each other like we're friends. Like we can't just, we could be sister friends, but we're friends, you get me? Like we have to
Right.
respect each other. Wait, sorry,
I
I
said
didn't
right.
catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I thought that that was like the most important thing, but I can definitely say that as went on with the Eternal Starlight, we have grown together so much more than ever before because it's just in a further embracing of what we already had, if that makes sense. Like we were already getting along and we were cool for like the last year or so, but now we're all on that like star mentality, so we can all just evolve together now.
How
Like we're
cool.
finally there. You got me? This was definitely divine timing.
Okay, so you weren't close from the beginning. Like it wasn't everybody the way you are now. It took some time to get there.
Different, kind of like me and my sister Leo Venus, she's a year and a half younger than me, so we were growing up together. We were like this up until up until she went to like fifth grade. And then after that it was like, okay,
It
like
was
she had her
beef.
own life and shit. But I remember like noticing, I was like, okay, like she's growing away from me, but it's fine, this, that. Because in general, we always had our little like prideful beefs, like very prideful. I feel like some of the stuff that we learned in shows is what we would also like rub off, like fighting with
Okay.
each other and stupid shit like that. And then, but me and my youngest sister, Santora, we've gotten along since like she was born, basically. She's 5 years younger than me. So, or like 4.5, but we've gone along since then. But her and Leo Venus, they had beef for a long time. And
Wow.
yeah,
A lot of
and but
beef.
no, they had beef for a long
Oh my
time.
god.
And then,
That's
but it's
family
all like
though.
fun
That's
shit. Yeah,
family.
this family, bro. But like at the end of it all, no matter what it was never the type of thing where we would not look out for each other or disregard each other. Like we wouldn't do anything
Got
that
it.
was genuinely flaw to each other ever,
Got it.
Like we knew that we were sisters, and my mom always, like, since we were kids, she'd be like, you guys are sisters, you need to get along. You what did she say? Like family is the most important thing, and that when you get older, you guys will have each other. Like you need each other. And I
Right.
remember I always knew she was right. And I never disagreed with her, but I was like, yeah, right, like type shit. But it's true.
Well, that's great. You guys are getting close now, and you're working together. Do they do outside projects like you do? Do they like do YouTube or anything like readings and stuff?
So actually, my sister Santora, she does do like little, like on Instagram, she'll be like, oh, like reading of the day kind of thing. But in general, I will say, as far as like YouTube, I'm the one who like really has like all that shit going on. And I think it's really because we all have different intentions for our life, if that makes sense. Like for me, I have like a huge mission. I'm gonna change the world. Like I have to. I'm dead ass have to. This is my life. Like since I was born, I've known that this is my purpose. And I feel like it goes the same for all of us, but in different ways. Like that's my sole purpose. You get me? And alongside that, I love to model. But like with my other sisters, they focus on other things. Like one of my sisters love to craft and like do things like that, and she makes that a huge part of what she does. So yeah, I would say it's like different interests, but also very similar, if that makes sense. But it's
Okay.
also, yeah, they don't really have like a side thing, I guess, like what you're saying, you
Okay.
know?
Is there anything we can expect from the channel? Anything you can leak out a little bit? Any info? Is it what's going to be going on?
Okay, definitely a lot of spiritual stuff. We're going to be talking about real stuff. We're going to be talking about the
Real
importance of a
shit.
lot of things, like a lot of things that we need to further do in our lives and, to make our lives better and things like that. Talk about astrology, angel numbers, literally everything, affirmations, even important matters in the world, just things like that that we feel are actually really positively impactful, how to be more positive, how to help yourself, spiritual care, and all that. So you can expect a lot of help, really. That's the main
Great.
thing.
We'll be looking forward to that. We'll let you know when it drops. You let
Yes,
me know,
definitely.
and we'll let the audience know.
Yes, we will.
That sounds great. You know what else sounds great is these Hello Kitty goldfish that I've been
Yes.
sitting on for a while. These
Right?
are
I'm like,
strawberry shortcake flavor. And these
let's,
came out because Hello Kitty is 50 years old now. The 50th
yeah,
anniversary.
it's limited edition
Is that
right
what it says?
there.
Yeah,
I didn't see
limited
that before.
edition. Yep. I had to call a couple people to get this.
Oh my
You know,
God.
black
Yes.
market and some tunnels I found. I had to get these. It was a lot of work. But she's 50 years old now, so congrats. She's a Scorpio. November 1st.
Oh, yes. That's right. All right,
Let's see how these are.
let's see what we got. Oh my God, they smell so good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ugh,
I love strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake ice cream.
so good.
It's a
Can I
great
try one?
flavor. Yeah, you can try all of them. You can eat all of them.
Stop. I
Oh,
took
hell
one
yeah.
like nibble, bruh, of it.
You could taste the strawberry.
Shit is
That was
so
good.
good.
That is strawberry shortcake if I ever tasted it.
Damn, it did that. Like,
Oh, man. I mean, there's no way this is not a 5.
this is like a 6, bro.
It broke the scale.
It broke the
This
scale.
is a 5 out of 5 for sure.
Oh my God, so good. High, definitely recommend to y'all.
Best goldfish I've ever had. Last, I think it was December. I had the maple syrup flavor from the Elf movie. This definitely beats that.
Yeah, was it good?
Oh, good. It was close.
It's great.
It was close, but this is good.
That shit is good, like for real. I want to eat more, but I want to eat dinner
I'm
first.
killing this bag. I am killing
Right?
this bag probably today.
You're right. I'm gonna do that shit after dinner. Ugh, so good though.
That's a lot. That's a lot of self-control you have. These are gonna be my dinner.
No, I don't blame you.
You can get these at Target. I think if they still got them, I know they were originally at Target. So see where you can find these. But I think these are flying off the shelves right now.
Oh, they are. They taste like, for anyone who wants to know, they taste like graham crackers.
Yeah, graham
Like-
crackers, strawberry shortcake. Like that's the flavor. It's not ambiguous at all. Sometimes when I'll try stuff on here, like, oh, it says it tastes like this, but it kind of doesn't taste like it tastes like that. And a little.
Yeah.
This is not that great of a flavor. Doesn't taste like exactly like it says. This is to a T.
Yup, just like that.
To a T. Are you a big Hello Kitty fan?
I would say, like, when I was little, I had so many Hello Kitty stuff. I'm not like a active Hello Kitty fan, but I do like it. I think it's really cute, and I don't know. I love
You like the whole company because there's like 1,000 characters. The Sanrio company. Yeah.
I like some of it. I remember used to babysit this girl who really loved Sanrio. Like, she had Sanrio everything, and I would just get her like Hello Kitty stuff for her
that's
birthdays and
nice.
things like that.
They make everything Hello Kitty. They make waffle
Really?
makers, pasta.
Lip balm.
I mean, it's endless the stuff she's on. They have
Yeah.
whole hotels in Japan. They have Sanrio theme parks. It's insane.
shit.
They have rides and. Have you seen that before?
Yes, that's amazing. I
If
love that.
if I go to Japan, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see
Oh,
what's
yeah.
up in there.
Absolutely.
It looks
we have-
crazy, and it looks like nothing. I don't know if anything goes fast in there, which I don't like that. So I think everything goes slow. Probably, I don't know. The rides
You
I
know-
saw, they go slow. They might have a fast roller coaster. I don't know. I'm not going on that though. I'm going on all the slow stuff.
I love the. Oh God, I got the hiccups. I love the fast roller coasters.
Yeah, there's Hello Kitty's on everything. I was looking at videos of like all the crazy products she's been on over the years. I mean, it doesn't end. She's been on
Yeah. I mean, now that with what you're saying, I didn't even know they had a Hello Kitty hotel. That shit's
Hotel.
crazy.
She was on like condoms. I mean, if you can think of it, she's been on it.
Probably been on it. Yeah. That's so
Wild.
cool.
I would
I used to have
just
Hello Kitty like sheets and shit, you know.
just give me 1% of that revenue. Just give me 0.5% of that revenue.
Right?
You could
oh
live
my
on.
gosh, it's crazy.
God, man. All right, so like I said, unfortunately, we're gonna go on break as we usually do in between seasons. 6 weeks, but it's gonna fly by, especially because we got content that's gonna be posted on the YouTube channel every Tuesday. So you can come back to the channel every Tuesday like you normally do, and you're gonna see some stuff. It just won't be the regular podcast. We're gonna start off. I'm going to list off some of the stuff that's going to go down. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be trying a dog soda, a soda that's made strictly for dogs. It's going to be interesting. It's probably going to be disgusting. I can't wait to try it. I can't wait for you to see it. As soon as I saw the article about it, I bought it immediately. I had to have it. There's 3 dog sodas. One is turkey, one is chicken, one is beef. They specifically make it like they take out the carbonation and the sugar. So it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrendous. And I'm going to try it. So we'll see how that's going.
That is crazy.
Other than that, Cemetery Girl and I are going to be doing a little podcast of our own. Not Gritty Knows Best, but a special podcast that we created. So it's going to be a little different. It's going to be fun. So that's the subsequent week after that. And then looks like on the 5th of February, Clay and I are going to be playing some games. We're going to be doing some gameplay for some new games that are coming out. On the 12th, we have a little mystery slot that I don't want to say what that's going to be, but you could expect something interesting on the 12th. On the 19th, I'm going to be doing a weird taste test, a weird combos taste test. So putting weird food together that some people like that they think is good, but it sounds hideous. Going to be doing that. And on the 26th, right before we come back, Clay and I are going to be doing some more gameplay. So you got some stuff to watch before we come back for season 6.
You're entertaining and you're giving.
We're trying. We're trying to give.
Damn.
I can't believe we're on season 6 already. It's hard to believe.
Damn, the show that keeps on giving.
We try. We try. We try. So plug everything you got to plug before we get out of here. Make sure everybody knows exactly where to find you.
Okay. I'm Electrasoul. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, literally basically every
Pinterest. People still use that?
What?
Pinterest?
Pinterest? Yeah, people use the fuck out of Pinterest.
Or is it Tumblr the one that they don't use anymore? They still use Tumblr too?
People don't really use Tumblr.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. But you could find me everywhere with Electrasoul at Electrasoul 444 Electrasoul. Be aware again, no fake accounts. If anyone DMs you, it's not me.
There's a lot of fake accounts.
A lot of fake accounts, not me.
I get followed by you like 3 times a week.
I know.
Different views, different versions of you.
It's ridiculous the amounts of shit that I hear every week. But besides that,
that's how you know you're doing something right.
Thanks. But you guys could also check out the Eternal Starlight. Like I said earlier, with my sisters and I, we've come together. We're changing the world. Definitely check it out. You could just search us up, The Eternal Starlight. On X, it is Eternal Starlight 3. Okay, so that's just like to let y'all know. But besides that, it's the Eternal Starlight. So yeah, just keep an eye open for new videos that we will be dropping on the Eternal Starlight on our channel, and also for my own videos, Electrasoul, which I drop every Monday and Thursday. All right.
There you go. So, I had it a day off. I thought it was Tuesday and Friday. It's Monday and Thursday. Okay, I was a day off. Okay. Beautiful. And you already know where to find us because you're already here. Come back to the YouTube channel every Tuesday for the next 6 weeks and after that, because very soon we will be back with season 6. Okay, so until then, peace and love. See you next season.
Love y'all.